Hi. Have you ever wanted to make a card really quickly but only had one stamp set on hand? Or maybe you didn't know what you needed to do? You needed to make it really flat, only one layer, or perhaps you only had one postage stamp to use, and so you needed something that was really slim and needed to fit in. Well, I have the solution for you, a clean and simple card, a case card, CAS. It really is a thing. For years, I was a design team member of a website where we gave out challenges every couple of weeks, and people would upload their clean and simple cards based on a theme that we had for that period of time. The clean and simple cards have held a special part in my heart for a long time, obviously. And what it means, having a white space or space where there isn't a lot of embellishments or things going on. It's clean and it's simple. Usually it is a one layer card. So, and oftentimes it doesn't really have much of a way in embellishments. So the sequins and things like that are great. Layers are absolutely fantastic. I love all of those. I use them a lot, but sometimes I want something that's clean and simple, just a case card. Hi, my name is Julia with Julia Sue's Stamping, where I am passionate about stamping, coloring, paper crafting, cards, and sharing the fun of how to do all of that with you. Thank you so much for joining me today. If this is your first time or your 100th time, welcome. I'm so glad that you are here. I'm from Northeast Ohio. I am an independent Stampin' Up! Demonstrator. If you would like to purchase any of the items that I use today, I'll have everything listed down in the description. My online store will also be there. So if you support my small business, I appreciate it. If you already have a Stampin' Up! Demonstrator, that's fine. I want to simply put that out there and let you know that I would appreciate your help too. So let's get this down on the work surface and get started, shall we? And here's the work surface today. For clean and simple cards, or at least the one I'm going to show you today, grid paper is your friend. It's a wonderful tool to use because it allows you to keep things straight and it gives you a line of something to use as a marker. And I'm going to bring in a piece of the basic white cardstock that has been cut 8.5 inches by 5.5. So I took the US size and cut it in half. All of my measurements are in inches here. I'm going to use, I scored it at 4.25 inches, and then using a bone folder, I have the bump from the scoring on the inside, and I'm going to use the bone folder to make that score line nice and tight. All right, so I'm going to get rid of the other pieces of grid paper that I have here. I've got a few that I cut in half. Alrighty, so I'm going to lay the cardstock down on the grid paper. And do you see all the lines? I'm utilizing them because I'm going to bring in this gigantic post-it note. Now, Stampin' Up! Does have some paper that is like this, where it's sticky on one end. Theirs is white. The white is a little difficult for me to work with when I'm using the white paper. So a post-it note that is colored helps me a lot with this. And I'm lining the card up on the grid paper, and then I'm going to take the post-it note and I'm also going to line it up on the grid paper. So I say I want to take it about 1/4 inch here. I'm going to line up the post-it note, the sticky end here, and I'm going to have it go down and line it up on the grid paper on either side where the card is. Maybe you want to move it a little just to make sure you got it right, but that's okay because post-it notes are good that way. You can move them over and over again and they're going to still be good. All right, so I've got that down, and it's also keeping my cardstock down. So that's another good thing about having such a big post-it note. Now I'm going to use another one, and this time I'm going to block off the bottom part of the card. So that was the folded part. Up here is folded. And then I'm going to count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 blocks. 1, 2, 3. Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay, there we go. Right to here. Just to help make sure I've got it right. And now we all know that I can count to 6 pretty well. Okay. Getting it nice and tight. Oh, excellent. There we go. All right. Yay. And what I'm going to do with this is I'm going to use several different colors. The stamp set that I'm using today is the Season of Chic stamp set. And I'm going to be starting off with a beautiful lavender color, the Highland Heather. Open that up, and I'm going to grab one of the blending brushes, get it into the ink a little bit, and then I'm going to use the Post-it note and get a little bit of it off. And then I'm going to continue that process and get this beautiful lavender color onto cardstock. I've got my finger behind the blending brush and rubbing it into the ink pad, get just a little bit off, and then onto the cardstock. Do you see how it's making such a pretty color? All right, the next color I'm going to use is the Flirty Flamingo, which is a very pretty pinkish color. And now I'm going to grab another blending brush that I have here, rubbing it into that, and then I'm going to go into the middle part that I have exposed here and blend it into the lavender as well, into the Highland Heather purpley color. All right, getting a really pretty pink in there. Nice. All right. The next color I'm going to pull out is an Old Olive. Opening up the Old Olive ink pad and again getting a blending brush. Going to get a little bit of that off, and you can see the green going on. So I wanted a card here that was just going to be cheery and pretty and different. And like I said before, it adds a nice impact. So getting a little bit of it off and then going onto the cardstock, around and around. So you can add a little bit if you want. I'm going to put a little bit of the pink in and take it into the green. And I want to do the same thing with into the pink with the lavender color. All right, so I've got those all done. I'm going to close up the ink pads real quickly. You will love how quickly these cards come together. They're so pretty, and yet they come together very, very quickly. Setting all of those aside and bringing out the Memento Tuxedo Black, because I have from the Season of Chic stamp set. It's got these great like grungy looking background pieces. I love that kind of stuff, so I'm going to put some of it onto this. Now I used to use all the time pretty flourishes and big pieces of stems and stuff, and you can still do that exact type of thing with this. And I'm moving the stamp around. I'm not having the same image get stamped every time so that it looks different. Here we go. Just put a little bit there and over here. But it's nice because the Post-it note keeps all the rest of it nice and clean. Closing up the ink so that I don't get it on me. And now the moment of truth. Are you ready? Here we go. Take that off and take this one off. Isn't that pretty? And it's just the one layer, Very clean and simple, one layer card. I also am going to take the words from that stamp set, "You are amazing beyond measure." Ink it up. Now, because it is a photopolymer stamp, it is better to have it with some cushion, but you don't have to if you don't want to. And because also it's photopolymer, I can see through it and get a pretty good idea of where it is to be straight. Right down. There we go. You are amazing beyond measure. Oh, that's so pretty. So that's one of them. And how quick was that? Very quick and easy, clean and simple card, a case card. Next one I'm going to do, I'm going to bring in the basic white again and fold it using the bone folder. All right, again, I am going to use the same Post-it notes. And that's what's nice about this too, is you can use these over and over and over again. And I'm going to take it down about the same distance, from the top, 2 little grids from the top there. There we go. Nice and tight, and it's adhering my cardstock, my card base, so I know it's not going to go anywhere. And this time I'm going to make it a little bigger, I think. So let's say like 8 or so. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 down. And same thing on this side. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. Good, that does it. So 8 there and there. All right, lay that down so it's nice and tight on both sides. Excellent. Okay. All right, for this one I am using the same stamp set, but 2 different inks. We've got a Balmy blue that I'm going to use for the base. Grab the blending pen, the blending brush, and again, this Balmy blue is going to look so pretty on here. I don't think I've seen a bad ink yet with this method. It's so pretty. And putting it onto the white cardstock, the Whisper White. Oh yeah. It's so nice. I love the blending brushes and using them as a technique. It's beautiful. Filling in the color. Now you may think there's hardly anything there, but if I remove these Post-it notes, you would see that there's a lot of color there. Just put it right back down. It's all good. There you are. So I do know that they have the glass mat out these days, and there's also the celebration going on. So if someone joins, if you joined right now as a Stampin' Up! Demonstrator, you'd be able to get the glass mat, and you could use that instead of or in conjunction with grid paper. It's got a grid right on it, and I understand it's really great for using the blending brushes as well. Okay, so I've got this really pretty light blue in there with the Balmy blue. I want to make it just a little bit darker yet. So I'm adding, because you can always add more, but you can't take it away, right? Kind of like spices when you're cooking. You can add it, but you can't take it away once it's in there. So I'm just putting in the pretty color, very subtle color in there. All right, so I'm happy with that. I'm going to use the same blending brush with the darker color of the Starry Night, which is a beautiful dark blue. And the first thing I'm going to do is I'm just going to take it off, and then I'm putting it right on the edge. Going in just the tiniest bit, but I'm rubbing right on the edge of the Post-it note with this darker blue.
Very nice. That'd be so pretty. And then I do it on the top part too. I really want to have a mark of delineation between where the image is going to begin. So make sure it's a nice darkish blue there. This is almost a purpley blue. It's so pretty. And it's one of the ink colors. As a matter of fact, it's the only ink color I have. Okay, so using that same ink, I'm going to use the snowflake because it's winter here and it is snowy. Last night we got some more snow. And I'm going to put some snowflakes on. You know what I think I'm going to do is grab this pad, put it underneath, ink it up. And let's see, I want this one right here. Then I'll put a few like very much on the edge. Filling it up with the snowflakes intermittently here and there. Closing that and then removing again our post-it note mask. Remember where it lifted up off the edge here? You can't even tell. It's just beautiful. All right. And with this one, I'm going to stamp a great big thanks. Also in the Starry Night. Starry Sky? I think it's Starry Sky. All right. Getting that inked up really well. One of the things I love about using the words that are in cursive is I don't have to worry as much about having it straight, because it's all over the place kind of. Some of them are higher, some of the letters are lower. All right, so already you can see that we've got two really cool, clean and simple cards.
Please be sure you give the video a thumbs up and subscribe to the channel if you're not already a subscriber. I hope that you give the case card a try. It's so clean, simple, easy, and it really is an impactful card. People love getting these. I hope you get inky today. Have a good one. Bye.